G'day everybody, welcome to a Factions recap for the Conquistadors in bout 5 in the APAC Platinum Division. We have only 4 of our battlers who actually sent the videos to do the recap, so thank you to those 4, and the other 3 we'll try for more naming and shaming for next week. So as you can see here, we have Champion Aubrey coming up against Guatham 2009, apologies. We'll get straight into the battle and see how it goes. Here we go, and we have, I don't know, this is an interesting one. Barbaracle, it's probably a good spot for the Barbaracle to be in. It's going to threaten this Frostlass, lets the Frostlass get to the move, and lets the move go. In comes the Shadow Ball, that does an awful lot of damage, but these Powder Snows aren't going to be enough to take it down, and the opponent switches into their own Barbaracle, so this is going to be a large amount of damage from the Stone Edge, and then in comes the Cross Chop here, so this will KO this Barb. And they are going to shield, and a quick swap into a Fury Cutter Galvantula. So this will not be able to farm down the opponent's Barbaracle. Shields up that Stone Edge, beautifully done, and getting plenty of extra energy, and does get the farm down. So this is going to put a lot of pressure on whatever Pokemon are in the back here. The Fury Cutters are going to generate energy nice and quick, and out comes the Frostlass, goes straight for the discharge, not mucking around with lunges. The last thing you want to do is have a lunge, not get shielded. And now we are going for the lunge because this will be very close to carrying. You're expecting the shield, and they let it go. Now, oddly enough, this is going to mean that there's going to be 1 Powder Snow worth of energy potentially for their Frostlass. And so the out drops there. Frostlass doesn't want to give you that little bit extra farm. Here comes the Avalanche Spam. 1. Oh, and that sneak is really important because the opponent swapped out. Aubrey was able to get that extra little bit of energy there, and it's going to throw here before the opponent is able to do anything about the Avalanche. There it goes, 1 Powder Snow, and game 1 to Aubrey. As you can see, we can see the results. We know the results here. Aubrey's gone 3-0, but let's go straight in here, see what happens. And now this is nice. Frostlass is going to pressure shields, going to do big damage. Fast move doesn't do very much, but every little bit adds up. So here we go. Gonna let the first one go. Will it be the lunge? No, straight for the discharge. The opponent. So throwing 2 to 4 move turns. You have to unfortunately give up a turn every time, and they're going to be at the charge move here and goes down. So this Galvantula is loaded with energy. This is quite a tough little position for Aubrey to be in now. There goes the lunge, and is able to get this in before another Volt Switch comes through. So lunge will take that one out, and already is quicking. Click, Barbaracle. Predicting a Frostlass coming straight out. Ooh, and probably very glad. So opponent does not look like they're running. Their Frostlass here is running the Umbreon, taking super effective lunges. Will be able to survive, so no shield here from Aubrey. Eats 1 foul play. Will die to the next foul play. Is able to beat Galvantula, so happy to let it go here. And we've got a Fury Cutter Crustle. Oh, and there's the Frostlass. This is really unusual play from the opponent there, not bringing that Frostlass in where it was so beneficial. Ooh, shields the Avalanche, not ideal. So he's now going to bait. He's now going to go for the bait. Gets the shield, and there's the Stone Edge. This Stone Edge will 100% KO the Frostlass here. And then just has to get to another cross chop with a few Fury Cutters to finish off this Umbreon. Possibly might need a couple of Fury Cutters actually in the back end here. Yeah, cross chop not able to quite get the job done. But unless his Umbreon's at 2 foul plays, which it clearly is not, the Fury Cutter is going to do enough damage here to take it out. So 2-0 so far to Aubrey. Fantastic played. And here comes game number 3, which we have not quite edited. Oh, we did edit it. Good. Eventually, Barbaracle. Interesting one. With Volt Switch, much worse for the... Oh, and is this a lunge? Or is this the discharge? It is a lunge. They've baited correctly. Oh, and a Beedrill. A Beedrill. That's what we haven't seen so far in these matchups. Eats the discharge. Down it goes. Frostlass potentially coming in here to just farm. Beedrill all the way down. Is a drill run. Shields the first drill run. No shields the second one because it won't quite KO. Poison jabs are resisted here. Oh, and they're throwing an X scissor. Oh, and they don't get to another one, so a drill run would have been a much nicer move to land there. And oh my gosh, there's a lot of shields here. The opponent really setting both their shields to their Frostlass to sweep up here. Aubrey does have enough energy in the back, so just needs to get rid of this shield. That Barbarical does have a bit of energy, so we'll swap here, get to that Stone Edge to KO, and then this Gal does not have enough in the back. One Fury Cutter done. Game 1, 2, 3, all for Aubrey. Well played. Alright, and now we're into the second hardest person to pronounce his name, Triple Crit. So Triple Crit's battles coming in here. And he gets the Malamar into a couple of years. Now, you would think that a Dark type would be able to beat a Ghost type, but Malamar actually loses the one shot. Oh, and a swap out here. Aggressive swap into Tyrant here. And a counter swap into their own Tyrant. Behind on energy, so going to be forced to shield. Ooh, this is very nice now for Triple Crit. Crayon let his Tyrant go. Coming in for a big old farm down on on this Tyrant. Bullet seeding down a Dragon type. You don't see that all that often. And you can just see how much energy Crit has here. And he goes straight for the Flash Cannon, which absolutely rips into that Shift Tree. Dark Pulse comes out. More foul plays. And there's the shield that Crit needed. So is he going to finish this off with Malamar? Basically at this point he can probably choose which Pokemon he wants to finish this game with. So he's choosing the Malamar, and there's the superpower. Fairly dominant there. And the Flash Cannon, Ferrothorn, putting in a ton of work in game 1. Well, it was really one Flash Cannon on a farm now. But anyway, here we go. Now, we're expecting the old superpower and dip strategy here from the Malamar. He does get the shield and straight into that Ferrothorn. So Crit really using the Ferrothorn with Flash Cannon as sort of like a safe swap. Because it just, look at the damage that possesses. It's just crazy. It does shield up the Sludge Bomb, which is still a resisted move because Steel does double resist Poison. As you can see there. Still does a good chunk. But look at the amount of energy that Triple Crit has here on this Ferrothorn. It's just really useful. And out comes the Cofagrease. Wow, and going for the Flash Cannon. Wanting the damage. Assuming the no shield there is a no shield there. In comes the Malamar. Just sort of soaking a little bit of energy, I guess. Threatening. Ooh. And there was a switch here into the Tyrant. And he's not going to get to the second move. So is Crit going to come in here with his own Tyrant and just farm down? No. Going to use that Ferrothorn as the soak there. And they are throwing all of their energy. Wow, just throwing all of it away. This is going to be a farm down here. Would have been better for the opponent just to keep doing fast moves. But there comes the Kofagri, gets back out. Ancient Power. And one Dragon Tail takes it out. 2 games to Crit. Well played, 2-1. Now we're jumping into Master League with Gone 1001. Having a tough time here up against the Mega Aggro. Mega Aggro really looks very tough for Gone's team, so we'll see how he manages to pull out these 2 wins that he gets here. Let's go. And there's that straightaway, that Mega Aggron into the Slowbro. The Mega Slowbro, and it is the swap out there. So God definitely knows something that I don't. Going straight into the flying type of Yveltal, as some say. Oh, unless the Focus Blast. My goodness, that's a lot of damage straight away. And is going to preserve this and then just go for the farm down. Yes, those smackdowns are going to be quite slow. So has a good amount of energy here. And it gets straight to another Focus Blast. Not even pretending, and lands the Focus Blast into the Kyogre. Is it going to get to a foul play? No, farm down. So there's some rather large amount of energy there on that Kyogre now. Got the full farm down. In comes the Confusions. Mega slow bro spinning around with those confusions. It's quite a good animation actually. And ooh, an insta swap into Excadrill there for the opponent. Does have 2 shields. He's going to need to use them to survive. And here comes the move now. Oh, this is awkward because then it does shield and instantly throws the surf. So now the opponent is ahead on energy on the Excadrill if Gorn switches into his. So the opponent will be able to land a drill run, and it's all up to the fact that can Gorn's Excadrill survive the drill run, and it does, and survives the mud shot afterwards. So this will KO the opponent, and now it looks like it's just going to be fast move here, 1 confusion, fast move down, and there goes the Kyogre. Wow, Gorn really pulling it up there, and Mega Aggron into the Darga, and insta swap into a Xerneas this time. So Xerneas into Kyogre now does have close combat, and I believe that's Zap Cannon, could be Thunder. This is why Gorn is a Master League Thunder. Yep, and I do not play Master League. Alright, going straight for the KO move here. Will it get a shield? No shield. Wow, takes it out. And potentially now, out comes the Excadrill and the close combat. So Gorn has flipped alignment. And gets the shield there. So that's super important. I'm assuming they're going to come in and just sacrifice their Dialga. Yep, putting everything, and they're throwing straight away. So this is great. Gorn going to let this go, and now up a shield, and they're not going to have a huge amount of energy. Yes, in comes their Excadrill. So even though they do have, like, you know, what, 4, they were ahead 4 mud shots, it doesn't matter if they had 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1 at this point. Actually, no, more than 5 or 6 does definitely matter. But anything less than that, and it ends up being the same because you're going to shield everything. Does want to be careful, though, about a catch onto the Mega Aggron. So is going to need to then farm up enough energy to take out both. So does need to get to 2 drill runs to finish off the opponent. Is going to have to eat probably a Meteor Beam here. There is a Meteor Beam. Does not do anywhere near enough damage. Wow. Resisted. Steel and ground type. And out comes the drill run and going to take out the opponent's Excadrill. So Gorn, very well played, taking a 2-1 in Master League, being very reliable for the Conks so far this season. Alright, and last but not least, our ever faithful skipper, Stumpy2517, is taking on what appears to be the Arcana Cup. Oh my gosh, Catacomb and Arcana. There's a lot of very similar Pokemon, but yeah, this is definitely Arcana. And so let's watch Stumpy do his thing there. And wow, straight into the Malamar Mirror match. Stumpy is not over farming, throwing the foul play, just getting it straight out there. Was that a CMP tie for the second one? No, Stumpy's gone 1 extra as well. So these foul plays, neutral damage, you know, it's good. And throwing the superpower here in the end. So if the opponent did shield, it would give their other one in the back less energy for the farm down. And Pelly is choosing to stay in against the Tyrant. And there's the switch to the Kofa. So this is going to be a tough one for Stumpy. It's going to be quite close. He does have potentially the Malamar in the back as a spare catch. And there's one of the shields. But at this point now, it looks like Stumpy's just going to farm down with his Kofa and have 1 shield farm down and have that little bit of extra energy to take out the opponent's Pelipper. If the opponent has switch timer up, they're going to swap straight in here. Yep, there it is. But Weather Balls are not going to be enough to take this Kofa out here. Oh, and there he does shield up the Weather Ball. And here comes another Weather Ball. But this is not going to be enough to take out Stumpy's Kofa. Needed the Hurricane there. And there's a farm down. So, well played, Stumpy. Game going to his feet. Let's see the last battle for this video. There it is. And we get an aggressive swap into the Serperior out of the Tyrant. Did not want to eat the potential superpower. And there's double foul plays for his troubles. This Frenzy Plant's going to do a lot of damage. Serperior actually one of those more bulky ones and gets the shield. And they are going to be forced to throw here. So yes, Stumpy's like, well, I can get both shields. wall switch, and so the opponent then leaves, and my goodness, that does a lot of damage. And very wisely, not coming in with their own Tyrant, because Dragonclaw would do a lot, and he does not want to have to waste his shields. Gets a good farm down here on the Kofa. So he's got a healthy Tyrant. Very, very high energy, and gets the last shield, and they swap in. Oh, and a quick swap into the Pelipper. Oh no, sorry, the Malamar. But Malamar now goes down, and Stumpy's going to opt for the 2 Dragonclaw route, as opposed to Ancient Power plus fast move damage. Lets it go here, knows he's got a shield in the back, doesn't get to the Dragonclaw, but he's going to shield here, and then fast move down, which will be taking out the opponent's Gofagrigus. So GG's. Well played to the Conks this week. We were able to secure a very dominant win. If we'll just move this over here, pop this up against the Bidoof Battle Squad, who are great opponents, but a 14-7 win, really cementing the Conks' position in Platinum. And hopefully we all record our battles next week. Alright, take it easy everyone. Good night.